Across the country, spontaneous teen takeovers are popping up. It's when large groups of teens plan to meet in a mall, a movie theater, a amusement park, and cause trouble. This happened a couple weekends ago when they met up at the Northfield Mall.
Yeah, joining us now is our mental health expert, Dr. Sheryl Ziegler, to talk more about what could be fueling teens to do this and how to talk to kids about not participating. Dr. Ziegler, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, what exactly are these teen takeovers and how are they organized?
So they're organized on TikTok. According to the expert teens that I talked to, they said...
Your kids?
Yes, AKA my kids and their friends. They were like, this started on TikTok like as a joke in their mind. This started as a joke. And then people started doing it. And then, like all other things that go viral, once videos start to go viral,
yes,
it inspires these groups of teens to go do it. So I think that's where it started. That's where things are posted. They showed me the upcoming ones in Denver, yesterday. And so I could see where those are going to be. And so, or at least plan to be, and they saw that, they were even struck by, I can't believe the zoo closed early because of this. So I think some teens are like, I'd have nothing to do with that. And obviously, hundreds of other teens are like, yes, I'm about trying that.
It's so interesting because, we were talking about how this is driven by TikTok or whatever they're saying it. And you're like, great, teens getting together over the summer, hang out with friends. But that's not exactly what's happening here.
Not exactly. So a teen takeover is like what it sounds like. It's like having a flash mob, but they're not doing cute dance, right? So they're there to cause trouble. Right. They are there to maybe, fights are breaking out. That's definitely one thing that's coming up. They're sort of doing it a lot of times to have that viral moment. What's somebody gonna do? What's something outrageous somebody can do or say that will make them go viral? And I think the other part that, of course, they're not thinking about is this then puts police in a position, right? What do they do? And then they show up, and then that makes things worse. But they do need to enforce laws. And so I think that, what might seem like just something on TikTok, and is this really a big deal? We do really need to put a stop to this because I think it is concerning.
It looks like this is kind of another trend where young people are seeking a lot of attention. How do we kind of quit giving it attention? Obviously, right now, we're kind of making parents aware that this is happening, but then how do we starve it of its oxygen?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, they have their own ways of getting their attention.
Right, exactly.
I think, what we're really here to talk about today is more for parents. You have to ask your kid, what do you know about this, right? If you know, they pretty much do. You could say, have you heard of this? But most teens have.
I will beat your butt if you're part of this.
Right. And the way I would put it is like, make your position on this very, very clear, right? And so you're probably talking about a teenager who has access to public transportation or has a car on their own, and they can be out and about throughout the day. So there are certain factors that make your kid more at risk for doing something like this. They're bored. They want to seek out that connection, that social connection. They have a means to get around places. You're working a lot. They don't have a ton of supervision in the day, and so parents have to work, do other things. And so if you know your kid is sort of in that boat, you really do want to talk to them because they might find themselves either hurt or in legal trouble, just up to no good. And I don't think in general parents want that throughout the day for their kids.
It's so true. I mean, it can be very concerning for parents when you're looking at what can happen with these teen takeovers. I know they've talked about implementing curfews and that kind of stuff. What is the final message that you may have for parents who are concerned about the teen takeovers over the summer?
I think you not only have to talk to your kid, it starts with that, but you also have to talk to them about other things to do, other ways to have significance and importance, other ways to, could they make money? Could they have a part-time job? Like, if this is a boredom / I just don't know what to do with my time and this feels good, talk to them and give them practical ideas and ways to go about getting those things done. They cannot just sit at home and then be inspired by these sort of social trends.
We say the same thing with teen violence. If they have an alternative, they aren't going to have time to do what else they want to do like that.
Exactly. The alternative will seem like it's a greater path to follow versus just hanging out with a bunch of kids and doing these kinds of things. So important conversations, I think, to have.
Get a summer job.
Yeah, good to know. Listen, I'm that parent. Once I have a kid, if they're in this, I will show up and embarrass the heck out of them.
Oh, yeah.
You will see me in that tube top. I'll be in those same heels that you're wearing right now. They will never want to go in public again.
That's another approach.
And I may be arrested for that. All